Welcome to Game 1 of an ASAA Game of the Week doubleheader. Opening up the action tonight is going to be the Jasper Place Rebels facing off against the Austin O'Brien Crusaders. Hello everyone, welcome to Johnny Bright Park. My name is Connor Toffin on this IC Live Procast, joined by Rob Herod. Rob, you can't ask, I know I got a coat on, I'm a little bundled up, kind of last minute for myself. But it's perfect weather today for football.
It really is. I'm sure by the end of the night it's going to be a little cooler. But right now it's absolutely gorgeous. The sun is shining. There's very little wind. And with the matchup of these two quarterbacks today, they're going to love it that there's no wind. Perfect weather for an air attack.
Now, to get right into it, we were talking before the game. This game is a big one for AOB with provincials and playoffs coming up as we near the November season.
Yeah, so AOB has locked up their provincial game, which I think happens November 10th against Coal Lake. And so they're using this as a little bit of a tune-up for that because they're into provincials as a Tier 2 team. But there also has been outside shot of playoffs this year. So if they win this game and Paul Kane upsets Sal, also getting played tonight, they will actually get into the playoffs. So they need to win, take care of their business, and then they need some outside help to get into the playoffs.
Now, we're going to jump over to the other sideline and talk about Jasper Place a little bit. A program with quite a lot of history, a bit of tradition, but right now, still just trying to build their program up into more of a powerhouse.
Yeah, and so they went through some, let's call them down years, and they kind of tried to hit the reset button last year. So Jasper Place had a junior team, no senior team. Their seniors went and played for a different high school, and they ended up putting a junior team together, and they did really, really well last year. They had a young quarterback in grade 10 who's now in grade 11 leading this team, but understanding that with all those seniors away at a different school, their younger guys are still playing, yes, but it's not at the level of the senior football in high school in Edmonton. So this year, of course, they made that jump. Now they're playing in Tier 1 against some solid football teams. And again, they haven't put a lot of points up in the win column in the standings, but they are definitely ready for tonight and moving in the right direction with the new staff, new players coming in, and obviously building that program. It takes years to build a program in high school to establish a winning tradition. And again, we talked about the winning tradition a little bit from many years ago, but they're definitely going in that direction, excited about what they have. They just need to continue to work hard at that and put it on the field.
Now, talk to me, Rob. It's a big game for a lot of these players tonight. Eventually, we will be under the Friday night lights. Anytime you get to play in front of your school with your school uniform on, it's always a big game. And now you have the added element of an actual broadcast of this game going to television, me and you on the call. Is there kind of some extra nerves for a player in a game like today's?
You know, I think there is for sure, because this is the opportunity for these kids to kind of be on TV and actually showcase what they can do to a bigger audience, which is great. And the crowd here is growing as this game gets close to kickoff. But there's definitely something about that. I mean, even from my playing days, I remember the first time we had a televised game back in university. And it's like, wow, it's all of a sudden on TV. You have no idea who's watching because usually your close friends and family are there. But now all of a sudden this gets broadcast. People can watch it from all over the place. So there's definitely, I think, an added element for them. And a lot of these high school kids want to have maybe the opportunity to play at the next level. And so the game on TV all of a sudden makes it a little bit more at stake here for these teams.
So it looks like it'll be Jasper Place to receive the kickoff first. Edwards and Thomas back standing at their own 10s waiting to recover, and we are kicked off Game 1 of the ASAA Game of the Week doubleheader. Good return for Jasper Place, taking it out to just beneath their own 40.
Well, not a deep kick there on the kickoff. Again, kind of to one of the upbacks there. You can see him as he fields it on the replay there and just gets a few yards. So good starting field position just inside their own 40. It's pretty good for an offense. Again, kicking in high school is a unique thing just in and of itself because you don't obviously usually you have a great athlete who's kicking, or you try to recruit a soccer player to develop into a kicker. So they don't have the leg strength as we see at the next level, but they're definitely developing, and good field position here for JP to start.
Grant Steed in at quarterback for the Rebels. A couple backs to his sides. Early handoff, it'll be to run to the left side. Down near the first down marker is Edwards, the 100 and 200 meter city finalist sprinter, nearly picking up a first down on play one.
Well, and being a track guy, you want to make sure you close on him quickly. Again, open space, he's going to go to the house. They're going to be looking for that, but great first down production, obviously getting just over 10 yards to move the sticks early on, and that's what we're going to watch tonight is how do these high school teams develop first down production to put themselves in better second down situations.
So they'll put the ball down to the 49, fresh set of sticks for the Rebels offense. One play, one first down, another handoff. This time it's to Wright, who picks up 4 yards on the power run to the left. It'll set up a second and about 7.
Yeah, and that gets back to that first down production. Now they're, second and 6, second and 7. A little bit more of a passing down. We'll see if they can commit to the run. Again, their confidence in their offensive line and running backs here is going to make it hard to run on second and 6. We'll see if they go to the air.
Edwards, first passing attempt of the day. He's got a receiver open and off the fingertips. Great opportunity there for Aronson.
Well, in a shot, he's going to want to get that back. Again, lots of protection in the backfield, delivered really to the perfect spot. I know it was just off his fingertips, but that's one he wants to have back. He catches that, he's gone to the house. And those are the plays that in high school football, you may only get so many opportunities. And for him to be open in behind coverage and Brandstead to be able to find him and deliver the ball, had lots of room to deliver it, put it on the spot, just needs to secure that and bring that in.
Right out to punt it away. Not a bad punt away, angles it near the sideline. It'll bounce back towards the Rebels, takes a Crusader friendly bounce, and no chance on the return for Austin O'Brien. They will take possession at the 32.
So looking at a first down for JP, and then they have to punt the ball away. And again, a nice punt. And actually kind of this new age of punting is actually interesting to me as a football fan. And you see it at all different levels. There's like floaters, and it's like you're using a wedge to hit the ball instead of like a long kick. And so again, trying to reduce the space for returners to gain field position from a return standpoint.
Crusaders offense takes the field. Quick pass out to the right. There is a flag on the play. Caught at the 30. A little bit of running room down the right side for Mojani. He'll pick up decent gain of 7, and we'll check the flag.
So yeah, waiting on the flag. Again, we talked about first down production for Jasper Place. Obviously came out, and this type of passing attack in football is very similar. Like a quick passing game is similar to a run game. So again, trying to get 4, 5, 6 yards on first down, maybe more, but it could put you in a great second down situation. And so again, AOB trying to do the same thing, but maybe in a different format. And again, just kind of getting some yards early on first down to not get you second and long.
Number 72, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
So an offside on the defense there means that AOB will take the penalty. They'll lose a couple yards, but now you're basically banking on just 2 yards of first down production here to get back to the same spot. Blake Howell's in at quarterback. Rushing and passing leader on the team, and we'll see him use his legs here. Howells kicks it out to the right. Tons of room across midfield and pushed out at the 50. We were told before the game that this kid could run. He shows it off early. He goes for a 20-yard burst.
And when you can have an extra a threat in the backfield with your quarterback and the use of a mobile quarterback and his legs. Obviously, we saw it on display right there, moving the ball down the field with his legs. Great job there, great execution up front in front of him, but also him just finding that seam and getting downfield.
Crusaders with the ball now at the 51. Howell, looked like it might have been an option play. He'll give it up. It's Zachary Wetch down the left side, now cutting it back to the middle. Rather, that's LJ Augustine all the way to the right side. And that's going to be a long run. Picks up over 25 yards. A lot of it was east to west.
Well, you know what? He did a lot of running, but he did a great job of being patient. You can see there the cutback, and again, finding the space and not too over-committing to a gap in the defense, but being patient. Great vision by the high school running back there just to see where he needs to go. That first move there, as you can see on the replay, really sprung him for the yards, and then he just kept finding space. And you can see his blockers are getting downfield, creating more space, and that's what you want from your offensive line. Is it's not just a hit and release. It's not just get him through the first line, get him to the second and third line. And if the secondary of JP is going to be tackling them all day, that's going to be a long night for them.
Augustine did go down at the end of the play, walking off the field with the trainer under his own power. Looks to be not too worse for the wear here.
Well, that may be for Oxygen going off to the side, because that was a long run, and he's a little bit more of a fullback build, and for him to kind of scamper through the secondary like that, that's a lot of work right there.
Howells, quick flip to the receiver, Zayden Ward. Not a ton of room there. Good job by the Crusaders offense, or by the Rebels defense rather, to limit the gain to about 3.
And great timing on the exchange there. Unfortunately, you could see guys just broke through the defense. So the blocking out in front to that right side of the offense just didn't sustain long enough to give him the seam. But again, using your speed to get to the edge, they got there, but the defense was waiting, forcing a 2nd and 7 here. See if they can hold them maybe here into a field goal attempt.
2nd and 8. Howells all alone in the shotgun. Quick pass out to the right side. It's Mojani. Just inside the 20, and that'll set up a 3rd and about 5. We'll see if they choose to kick it or go forward on 3rd and medium.
So great job of getting through the blockers. You can see number 2 just sneaking through and wrapping him up. I mean, he was the only guy that was going to make that play before 1st down yardage, and he knifed in there and did a great job. Former West Edmonton Raider on the tackle there.
The tip of the ball sitting in the red zone. Crusaders need 6 yards to get the 1st down. A quick look out to the left, and they just overthrow the receiver. They were looking for Zarembra, and that is a big stop for the Rebels defense.
Well, interesting decision here early in the game, possibly in field goal range. But again, we talk about the kicking game looking very different in high school than it does necessarily in either junior or university or the pros. And you know, they know their kicker the best. Obviously, they feel like, hey, we're down in the red zone. We should be able to convert that. And they had the open receiver, which again, another pass off the fingertips to end the drive.
Canadian football is so interesting. You only get 3 downs, and we've seen it on the JP Rebels side. Nearly had a touchdown on their first drive. Ball just off a receiver's fingertips, and now they'll get their 2nd crack at it starting on their own 20. A handoff up the middle. Breaking free from some pressure is Mateo Wright. Good game there by Wright. Picks up 1st down.
So back to the running game they go, and again, confident in their ability to run the ball here against AOB, and again, hit the seam and making a guy miss. I love this back. He's strong, he's athletic, and he's making the 1st tackle miss, which is making a huge difference now. Let's see if they can keep that going, take advantage, maybe a mismatch they see in the front 7 of AOB.
They'll hand it off again. It's Wright again. This time Stutter behind the line. Ball is loose, and it looks like one of the Rebels linemen fell on it. Might have been Lucas Edwards there, saving the possession there for the Rebels.
Yeah, great job of getting on that ball, and ball security obviously is important. And you can see here as he makes his cut, nice little jump step there, but once he makes his spin, that ball comes out. And you often teach high school athletes, and they see it on TV. Of course, they're watching the pros and guys in the US do that kind of stuff. Spinning in football can be a very dangerous move. It can be very effective at times, but you could see contacts happens while he's spinning, and that's when the ball comes out. So you got to really ensure that you have ball security when you're doing those things, so that exact thing does not happen. So again, the fumble may actually gave him a few more yards because it was recovered by the offensive line of JP to give them a 2nd down here. But again, we'll watch that. Again, that's not something you want to see, especially on a night like tonight where it's not wet, it's not cold, and there's, should I say it? No snow on the ground yet, because I think it's.
Oh man, you probably jinxed it. We're gonna get snow tomorrow morning.
Well, I think
everyone can blame it on you.
Yeah,
now,
that's
Rob.
right. I think it is coming next week, though, according to the weather forecast. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it's gonna turn cold pretty quickly here. But a gorgeous night. No need for turnovers tonight.
Alec Chandra was down on the play. He was helped off the field by AOB. Walked off under his own power. It'll set up a 2nd and 6 for Brant Stead and the Rebels offense. Snap was a bit high. Stead reels it in. Quick handoff goes nowhere as Edwards was met in the backfield.
Yeah, great job getting into the backfield. I think that was Micah Menti, linebacker, just going in. And you could see as the backs in the backfield were moving around, there may be a little miscommunication, misunderstanding of what they wanted to do. And again, that little delay, possibly doubting what they wanted to call and what they wanted to run or how all players were going to execute that. ended up costing them there. So again, weren't able to complete the second down, get some yards, so they're going to be forced to punt it away once again.
We'll bring Mateo Wright, the running back and kicker slash punter, onto the field. Got a pretty good boot away on the first one. This one, a low line drive kick, will bounce just outside the 40. There's going to be a flag for no yards here. And sometimes those are worth it because the return only goes for about 2 yards.
Yeah, sometimes they are. Again, decent punt here. Not a lot of hang time, but coverage was downfield because of how short it was. You could see he bounced right in front of him, but he did not look to get away from there. So you're going to add a few more yards. It's only 5 yards.
Number 25, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, with it only being 5 yards, like you said, it likely is a good decision. Once that ball hits the ground, just secure a tackle. Don't give them some space. So again, get another look here at AOB's offense and see what they do to attack this defense of the JP Rebels.
Looked good on the first drive. Got stopped just inside the red zone. They'll fake the handoff. Quick pass out right. Near the first down marker is Mojani. Good first down production there. And he'll pick up about 9.
We've got a little bit of play action, try to draw the linebackers up, and you can actually see in that replay, 30 and 37 playing linebackers took about 2-3 steps forward, and that just creates space for the receivers to work one-on-one or into a zone. So far tonight, we've seen a little bit more zone coming from Jasper Place, and again, that's their secondary dropping into space to cover the receivers. We'll see what they do here.
2nd and 1 for the Crusaders. Another quick flip and a run to the left across the 50 into first down territory. Spinning away from the tackle. Flag in the secondary, but it will be a first down for Malawa and the AOB offense.
I think AOB may have been caught with an illegal block. We'll see here coming out. You see number 20 there trying to make a play, and number 3 comes back and hits him.
There it is, yeah.
Blocking back to your own goal line. So it's something in football they're working to get out of the game, because often it's like, the guy doesn't see you, you clip him with your shoulder, and it's an illegal block
After
now
yards
in
were
football.
gained. Number 3, 15-yard penalty, blindside block, first down.
So because yards were already gained, they were in first down territory when the block happened. It will be a first down, however, the ball moving backwards to the Crusaders 50.
So still good production, obviously, and that's what they want. They've got a first down, but they've just lost some field position. But that's something, again, to make the game safer, they're looking at like what plays are causing injuries, and let's get those out of the game so people can play for longer and do it without injury.
Howells with one back. They will go to the back. It's Augustine. Good strong run there by Augustine. Picks up 5 and will set up a second and manageable.
It took 4 JP Rebel players to get him down. What a solid back, just moving his legs. You can see there, he's just dragging someone all the way. Second, third, fourth guys coming in to try to bring him down. They're going to have to continue to do that tonight. Again, strong back, which we saw some agility on that first long run. Great job there. Good first down production like we talked about. We'll see if they can convert the 2nd and 5.
5 receivers, 1 back. JP will blitz 5. Quick pass out to the right. It's caught. And it'll be a first down and a little bit more for Mojani. Passing game has been firing so far for the Crusaders.
Well, what I really like about it is it's quick. It's getting the ball out, and you see JP brought a little bit of pressure there, but because of the timing of a quick passing game, the ball comes out so quickly, and because JP tends to sit into a zone, they have to respect the threat of someone going deep, and if you're the deep defender, you got to get back on that. So that's creating space for the wide receivers when they're dropping back into a zone.
Augustine in the backfield. They'll go back to the air once again. Looks in the direction of Mojani. Instead pulls it. The mobile quarterback across the 35. And he's going to pick up another 6-7 yards here and set up a second and pretty short.
And again, when you have the mobile quarterback, here's the advantage. Sometimes the most dangerous play on the field is covering receivers because the quarterback can take off and run through the seams. But the linebackers did a good job to close to not make that run any more than 7 yards. So good job of closing down, again, forcing them back into a situation. Now, considering first drive down the field, they went for it closer in the red zone. I'm guessing you're looking at 2 more downs here.
We'll call it a 2nd and 4. Passing play here for Howells. Quick look to the left. Another hookup. And it'll be... Couldn't quite catch the number. I believe that's the first catch of the game for Zayden Ward.
Yeah, and great job, again, keeping it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can see what they've done there. They got 3 receivers to the left-hand side, all of them running what we would call like a hitch or a hook at about 7-8 yards just past the sticks. And if you're dropping into a zone, the quarterback, as soon as he recognizes the deep defender, he's going to throw to that receiver because he's the most open. And did a good job of execution, just some simple passing and catching.
Another empty backfield. Howell's quick swing pass out to the right into the hands of Augustine. Makes the man miss. And it takes another gang of Rebels to take him down. He'll pick up the first.
Well, some great concentration here on the little swing pass. Again, he slings it out there, but again, JP is in the neighborhood. They got defenders in the neighborhood. It was a low pass, but what a great job of securing the catch and then avoiding tackles and getting downfield. So a great athletic play on a swing pass that wasn't quite in the position you wanted, but now they're close and just looking for that touchdown.
Flag on the snap. Howell's flushed out to the left. Another flag comes down a little later. Howell fakes the throw and nowhere to go. Great speed there for Jaden Poole. We'll check the flags.
Well, as we watch this replay, you can see that mobile quarterback just buying you time. His eyes are downfield. Receivers just couldn't find the space that's open, so off he goes. And one of the things that we'll watch as this night progresses is the health of the quarterback.
Offside on the defense, number 34, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
When you have a mobile quarterback, he's going to take more shots. And we've seen it at every level of football. When you take more shots, it just may be that next one that takes him out of the game. And again, with a mobile quarterback, it's a big part of the offense for AOB. They're going to have to manage that really well, as they I'm sure have all year, because he's healthy. He's playing here tonight, getting ready for a provincial run. But you don't want to lose a quarterback because of a scramble going into provincials.
1st and 5 now inside the 10. Another quick flip towards. Some room down the right side. No signal yet into the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders. Ward scores first.
Well, going back to that sweep with great timing, you can see their blocker out in front. He does a good job of kind of bending it outside. So again, we talk about running backs and receivers when they're trying to follow blocks, attack the backside, make the engage happens, and then he just uses his speed to get to the corner. He sees the pylons, gets in just by inches.
Yet another touchdown for Ward, who leads the car division in receiving touchdowns. That one will count as another receiving touchdown on the flip pass. Extra point is up and right down the middle, 7-0 for the Crusaders.
Well, the fans that are watching may look at like, well, that's a run play, but it's actually not, because it's a forward pass. It's a lateral. It's a forward pass. It counts as a passing touchdown, although it's very similar. The only difference is if he flips it, it's a forward pass. If he hands it off, it's a running play. And one good reason to flip it is actually if it's a flip and it's dropped, it's an incomplete pass versus a handoff. And sometimes when that kind of speed is coming across the backfield, an actual handoff can cause a fumble. And so great job. And again, doing a good job. Currently in grade 11. So again, a great athlete that they're going to have back for another year next year.
Based on the notes we got here, it looks like he might have not even been slated to be a starter this year. It says due to injuries, he was forced into playing defensive back this year as well. So the two-way player doing a stellar job for the Crusaders, putting them on the board first.
And with AOB being a little bit of a smaller school, we may find a few more players playing both ways because they don't have the population to draw from.
Kickoff for the Crusaders. Pretty good boot there. Fielded just outside the 10-yard line by Edwards. Edwards has some room down the left side, and maybe making a touchdown-saving tackle there was Jackson McCullough.
Well, they had a great return set up, and we're going to get a great shot here of the return. You can see as they secure that, there's a lot of guys coming to that side of the field. He gets the edge with using his speed, and number 4 is out in front of him. He's got one block to make there, and he isn't able to make that block because there's a lot of space out in front. And so that's where special teams, the ability of a returner is one thing, the ability of the blockers is another. And if the blockers do their job, they create space.
Last snap of the first quarter. Stead looking right, another deep shot. has a receiver open and a nice catch to end the quarter. Christian Thomas with a huge catch at the 45.
Well, and Thomas did a great job of keeping focused on the ball. Instead, delivered it into the perfect spot. Again, double coverage, and they knew they were going to have to take care of number 4, a member of Team Alberta's U18 team and a former Raider, again, doing damage in chunks there.
Well, these players on the field giving 100% tonight. I'll tell you who's not. Check it out. There you go. What kind of a milk drink are you? Skim? 1%, 2%?
Yeah. 3% with my kids. I grew up on powdered, so, you know. When you spend 20 years on powdered milk, it changes.
I tried it once. Keyword once. Into plus territory for the Rebels. Another deep shot here. This one, they were targeting Saldi just out of his reach.
Well, nice shot and great ball position by Stead as he gets outside release on the 9, and I don't know what, I just don't think he was able to locate the ball because it really was a perfect shot. DB had turned his back, wasn't going to make a play on the ball, but the receiver just couldn't adjust in time to pull that in. But good placement of the ball by the quarterback, and I think you would come back to that later in the game because maybe a mismatch they like. We'll see if they come back to it at some point in time because he did have great position to make a catch there.
Second, and the Rebels need a full 10. Stead, quick look left, another deep shot, receiver open! And they can't quite connect. That was intended for Fenwick Williams.
So what we saw there, and you can see here on the replay, we got 2 vertical routes. The first guy gets ahead, goes to the corner. The second guy goes to the post. So we used to call this scissors with the Edmonton Eskimos, is where downfield you switch positions, and that causes confusion in the defense, which it did there. You could see the corner came open. Unfortunately, he overthrew him just by a step, and they weren't able to convert. So again, a couple times now we've seen the ball just out of the reach of receivers. If they start connecting on those, JP is going to get themselves on the board, but they're now forced back into a punting situation.
Tell they're live. Looked like receiver might have slowed down just a step 2, trying to locate the ball. Another good punt here. Fielded inside the 5. They made contact with it, ball on the ground, and the Crusaders are going to fall back on top of it. Ball though with their own 5. Great punt.
Yeah, so almost a disastrous situation. You can see the snap there. Great punt, lots of hang time. You can see here, I think he had a hard time locating because you can see he starts to backpedal late and's got to reach up. It's not the technique you typically teach a returner, and that was that late movement. Again, the punting game has changed. Used to be nice spiral punts. You can see it carries a little further. You can kind of project where it's going to come down. A little bit harder on these floating kicks with a little bit of a breeze. But again, fortunate for AOB, they've got possession, but they've got a long field ahead of them.
Backed up onto their own 5. Great spot on the field to have a good running game. We'll see if they look to Augustine here. They're going to go to the air. Howells over the middle. Finds a receiver in first down territory. It's Mojani again.
Yeah, doing a good job of finding the space in the zone. You can see him coming from the top of the screen, or the right side of the screen there, just finding that soft spot. With JP bringing in a little bit of extra pressure, what they did is they brought, they have 3 linemen, so it's a 30 front is what you typically refer to. A 30 front, often 4 linebackers with that. They brought an extra guy from the short side of the field, and you teach your quarterbacks where the blitzing guy come from, throw in behind there. And he just had to be a little patient, found the spot in the middle of the field.
We'll go to Augustine. Run across the left side. Augustine into first down territory again. Ducks a tackle across the 30. Augustine picks up another 14, 15 yards. First down, Crusaders.
So not being greedy and willing to stick with that run game that's been effective. You can see here again, when you have a running back that doesn't get touched until, 10, 12? Right there, he's already 10 yards downfield before he's touched by any JP Rebel. The defense is going to have their hands full with this back tonight. He continues to get into the secondary, and he's no small high school football player. He is a solid running back that's causing trouble right now.
Backed up to their own 5. They've picked up 27 yards already. Ball was on the ground off the snap. And that'll be a sack. 2 players in the area. It was Parker Oviatt and Jonathan Filsame.
I think the snap came just a little bit, you can see just a little bit outside. He reached with one hand, and again, the big thing on snaps that aren't quite accurate is you got to watch it with your eyes, because if you think you got a hand on it and he almost had one on it, he wasn't able to corral it there and make a play. But now they're facing 2nd and long, the first time for AOB.
They'll need at least 13 yards here, maybe closer to 14. Look to the right and just off the fingertips there. Zayden Ward was stretched out trying to get it, couldn't connect, and that should bring out the punting unit.
And again, you can see the combo route there with the flat route and the deeper out. Again, looking for that deep route to get the yards. And again, this is where your first down production is so important. Again, they weren't able to connect downfield, but again, if it's 2nd and 5, we talk about that flat route as a much more viable. Really, that flat route is only a dump off if you've got nothing else, and hoping he can make a run after the catch. But in that case, had to go deeper, couldn't quite connect. And that's a long throw from the left hash all the way to a 10, 12 yard out on the right side of the field.
I believe this is our first look. Oh, there's pressure on the punt! And the Rebels tackle the punter in the backfield. They had 4 players in the area, and nothing that the Crusaders could have done about that.
Well, they brought a lot of pressure, and the punter recognized that. He avoids the first 2, but the third guy with 3 guys in the backfield, that was a really tall order to ask of your punter. There's no way he was going to get that off. Again, felt that pressure both up the middle and the side, and great job of JP of not getting too aggressive and running by him, but securing that and putting their offense in a great position here to try to get even in this game.
Rebels take possession at the 16. Instead, handoff to the right side. 2 players right there for the Crusaders. They'll drive the ball carrier backwards. Mattiello looked like he made first contact.
Yeah, it's going to go for a loss. You can see the right side of the line there. Again, 2 guys just waiting. One missed block by a lineman. Second linebacker coming in really had no room to run. So JP likely going to have to go to the air here, but now AOB probably understands that, and so they can adjust their defensive call, because JP's gotten in behind coverage a couple of times tonight, just not able to connect on those deep balls. Definitely looking for another one, needing 13-ish yards, maybe 13 and a half to get a first down, or 20-ish yards for the touchdown.
Instead, look over the middle, into the end zone, fully stretched out, and Christian Thomas just couldn't quite reel it in.
Well, Thomas being their go-to receiver, again, he's had a great year so far, is a very good athlete, but unable to haul that one in just out of, like you said, is just outside, his arms stretched out. Again, wants to make that play. JP looking like they're coming with a field goal unit here.
It would be a 27-yarder.
And this is the difference in your kicking ability. If you have a field goal kicker who can make 20, 30-yard field goals, can make a difference in a game. We'll see how it plays out here as JP lines up for the field goal.
Well, we've seen Wright get a couple good punts away. 27-yard attempt. Ball is up, it has the leg. Good looking kick there for Wright. Puts the Rebels onto the board.
Well, it's good to get some points off the turnover. I think they would have wanted more. Obviously, getting a turnover that deep in the end, hoping obviously to secure more points than that would have been ideal, but not able to do so. And so AOB is coming back on the field here.
Tell you what, though, Mateo Wright, 27-yard field goal in high school. I've watched enough high school. That's not an easy field goal to make. And he probably had not quite, but maybe almost 40 yards on that kick. So if there's a time at the end of the half or near the end of the game, we got a kicker.
Yeah, we'll watch and see, because it looks like it's going to be a close game at this point in time, and it could come down to the ability to kick a field goal. And so we'll see how this plays out, but definitely had the leg strength, as you said there. And we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Special teams, obviously a big part of it. We could see JP got the edge right now in special teams with obviously the field goal, but the big turnover on their punt cover or punt rush team was big for them, equating to 3 points.
Wright will kick it away from his own 45. Angled kick inside of the 20. Crusaders will receive it there. Brought up near the 30. Bouncing back with it is Mojani. There was a flag on the play as well. Mojani taken down at his own 30.
Well, we'll see what the flag is and how it impacts the end of this run, but in that location, obviously, it often can be an illegal block of some sort. And see how he bounces to the right edge, looking for some space, but good job by the edge coverage guys there to make sure he turns his feet upfield, because often if you give up the edge, then someone can use their speed. If they slow their feet because you take care of that.
Number 30, 15-yard penalty, first down.
They can take care of that, and that's what helped reduce that gain on the return. And of course, the penalty is moving this one back. So JP's defense, again, in good situation to see if they can get a turnover, try to generate some more points with their offense. But they're going to have to slow down this, in my mind, this AOB running attack, and the quick passing game right now has been effective for AOB.
Crusaders have been moving the ball, but just a touchdown to show for it. They will go to the handoff. Augustine wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Seems like that Rebels D-line is really starting to get their feet under them in this game.
Yeah, again, with 3 linemen, in that case, they bring the 2 extra backers off the edge. So again, you talk about that 30 front, often can be a situation where you're really trying to take care of the run game because they've got athletes coming off of each edge, and you don't always know where they're going to come from. They can come in the middle, they can have stunts on the inside, but again, definitely stepping up, like you said, snuffing out that run game. Second and long, may have to go back to that passing game. We'll see what they can do.
Gain of just 1, 2nd and 9. Howells is going to take off with it. He's got space in front of him, cuts back across the middle, across the left hash marks, and into the open field. Howells across midfield and finally driven out of bounds by Christian Thomas.
And a late flag. Again, he was well out of bounds, and Christian Thomas decided to finish that tackle again after a number of steps out of bounds, and that's going to add more. So it was a big play to begin with after a 2nd and 9, and now it's going to be more. We'll see here at the end of this run. Again, that's a receiver playing both ways. You can see here, tries to strip the ball. He's out of bounds. A lot of steps, throws him down. So again, they gotta be mentally tuned in and stop that.
At the end of the play, unnecessary riffus, number 15, 15-yard penalty, first down.
I think they might have announced the wrong number there. I don't have a 15 on my roster.
That was
like
number 4.
Aronson might have actually came in late there and delivered the last hit.
Yeah, 2 guys definitely around him, but definitely not needed once he's out of bounds.
So huge play, flips the field for the Crusaders. Well into plus territory on the 33. Howells, quick look to the right, and that will fall short of Ward, the intended receiver.
So you can see the officials right on the spot watching that. That's a dangerous throw, because if it is backwards on the field at all, and you can see here, we'll get a good look at this again. He's standing right at the 39 with his right foot. Again, that's a little bit forward by about a yard, so it's a good thing, because if it's backwards, that's a loose ball. So often you're teaching your high school players, regardless, get on the ball, because you don't know what the officials are going to, okay, and there is no replay in high school football. If they deem that as a live ball, you go get on that.
Looked like one of the Rebels D linemen might have caused them. Oh, a strip here! Ball's on the ground. Howell runs back, picks it up, and is taken down at the 43. There was a flag on the play. Finish that thought from earlier. It looked like a Rebels D lineman forced him to throw sidearm, and then on this one, the Rebels with a sack. There is a flag on the play.
I'm guessing it's going to be holding, and it is going to be holding because the guy got thrown into the quarterback as he caused the fumble.
That was Caden McKay into the backfield immediately. We'll get the call.
Holding, number 56. That penalty has been declined. Third down.
So the defense gives up a big play, takes a bad penalty, gives them good field position, and then comes out and makes 2 great plays to force AOB into punting the ball back to them. So we'll see. Special teams, again, playing a part here with the punt team out for AOB and the return team for JP. We'll see if they can get some yards back after the big play on offense by AOB, and JP setting up their field goal position.
Last punt was blocked by the Rebels. This one, a good punt, bouncing inside the 10. Rebels will take it up across the 20, near the 25 as they tiptoe to the sideline. And Brent Stead will get another chance.
Well, great kick here, angled right outside the numbers. You couldn't ask for a better kick there. You can see there it bounces a couple times. That cover team really just needs to get downfield because he tight roped that sideline to give a little bit of breathing space to this JP offense. Again, Clearly today they want to try to get over the top. They need to connect on one of those deep balls because it can go the distance. And they found a way to get in behind coverage, just not able to connect on it.
Tell you what, and we'll talk about it after this play, but I cannot wait for halftime so I can stare away from the sun. It is low. You can see the shadows streaking across the field. Rebels offense starting at their own 26. Handoff, another run up the middle. Looked like the Crusaders had them stopped for a moment, but a good push from Mateo Wright picks up 6 or 7. There is another flag on the play.
And it was a huge push just by him. You can see kind of sneaking through the gap, just beats the two guys. You got a face mask there, so there's the penalty. So again, nice solid run, keep his legs going, and the face mask is only going to help him out. So AOB got a penalty on their last drive.
Unnecessary roughness, face masking, number 56, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And we talked about the field position that flipped. Now AOB's kind of shooting themselves in the foot here a little bit by giving field position back. So that disciplined football play is going to have to be on both sides if they don't want to give some things away.
So it'll end up going, call it a gain of 22 after the penalty. Instead, flag on the snap, looking left and well covered there by Mojani. We'll check the flag again.
Looks like a receiver for JP was offside. You can see there just a step ahead now. In the CFL, that's not a penalty. That's what they're doing. They're letting them have that yard. They're having that step, but I think this one's they're gonna cost JP. We'll see what AOB decides to do with it.
Offside, number 2 on the offense. That has been declined. Second down.
So instead of taking the 5 yards, they'll take the loss of down instead. 2nd and 10 for the Rebels.
Well, this is where strategy comes in, knowing your opponent. And again, AOB is getting a feeling for JP. They want to go deep. They want to hit a big play. So take one of those opportunities away. Force them to make 1 at 2nd and 10 instead of 2 at 1st and 15 because they're trying to get those chunk plays.
They need the Crusaders 52. Instead, he's going deep. He's got a receiver open and it's caught! Behind coverage! Touchdown! Rebels! Williams.
Well, they've missed on a few. They didn't miss on that one. Over the top for the distance. We talked about one opportunity AOB was giving them, and they gave them that opportunity. Same route combination. You got the post corner combination. Both defenders, again, going with the post. They've got to clean that up in the secondary if AOB wants to stop it because it was the exact same route combo. This time, Stead hit him in stride. He kept his balance and found the end zone. So going for the field goal, gets them to 3-7, just puts them up on top. So JP striking back with the major.
63 yards for Fenwick Williams. Dropped the ball earlier, similar looking play. It was behind coverage. What a way to make up for it for Williams. Extra point is up, and it's good. Rebels have their first lead of the game, 10-7 with 2:55 left to play in the first half.
Well, in front of a home crowd, again, this field just about 100 yards away from the corner of Jasper Place High School here on the west end of Edmonton. Again, strong crowd here. Again, fans out for both teams, but I think it's a little bit in favor of JP, the local crowd being here, and student population out taking in this gorgeous night. Maybe the last one of the season, but what a wonderful night to see their Rebels play.
Man, Williams had a tough adjustment to make to the ball there as he got kind of turned around. So not only to catch the ball, but to stay on his feet. A great play on the 63-yard touchdown reception.
When you talked about us dealing with the sun, and we're trying to call this game, players and coaches also need to understand where that sun is and where you can throw deep. Again, coming on the close side of the field where we are down this way, really hard to look back into the sun. But if you can throw it to different sides and different places on the field, the sun doesn't become much of a factor.
It's really low now. West Edmonton Mall should save us here coming out of halftime. Kickoff received at the 15. Crusaders with a ton of speed on the return. That was Malawa getting taken down inside his own 35.
Well, this is the type of returner you love to see. No care for his body. He's coming in flying full speed. You can see just coming into a crowd, and that is dangerous to do that. He takes a good shot there, but keeps the ball in his possession, and a good return there for AOB to set up their offense just outside their 30.
So 2:49 left. We're below the 3-minute warning. And after an early touchdown for the Crusaders, Rebels have been able to come up and string together a few big stops. Another flip, reversing field and running it up the middle is Zayden Ward, tackled across the 50. First down, Crusaders.
You can see a little hole created there, and he slows his feet and then explodes through the hole to get the first down. Good little reaction in the backfield by the runner.
Caden McKay, the D lineman, getting helped off the field. Up and off under his own power once again. Just took a really quick knee, so has to go off for a few plays at least. Feels like a big drive here for this Crusaders offense with the ball at their own 51, down by 3. Howells over the middle, another reception. Brito gets his first on the night.
You can see here that it was very, very close for JP jumping offside. Again, official deemed it. He was not in that zone when that ball was snapped, but I can start to see the interactions of the players on the field. Again, close game, scores going both ways. The emotions are starting to rise. So we'll see if that costs anybody or if they're able to keep their cool and help their team move the ball down the field.
From the Rebels 46, first and 10 for Howells. Quick fake to the right, Howells is going to run it himself. Lots of space down the left side, quick move to the middle and back out. Howells down to the 25, big gain for Howells in the Crusaders offense.
When there's that mobile quarterback just helping you out, again, a designed to run, little play action, you can see trying to draw the defender out, and he does that, just enough space to get downfield. And then, again, great job setting up his block there. You can see how he bent his track inside, the defender jumped in, and that bought him the extra 7-8 yards on the outside. Starting to get into the red zone here. AOB looking for some more points.
From the 25, Howells scanning the field, can't find anybody, and he's brought down. Another big play for the Rebels D-line.
So that's going back to the quick passing game, and again, this time JP, instead of dropping into a zone, you can see they're playing man coverage, and they've got defenders in the area. He couldn't find the open receiver, and again, we can't see it on our screen, but the far right side, they had a corner route or a deep route there. He wasn't able to find him with the time that he had, so now facing a 2nd and 10.
And then in Doubleheader with the sack. Quick look to the right. And just short of the receiver. Ball's on the 25 here. Haven't seen much of a kicking game yet for the Crusaders, and it looks like offense is going to stay on the field.
Well, they're bringing somebody out, so whether this is a punt team to try to pin them inside the 5, or is this a field goal attempt, we'll see. Trying to get an eye on the kicker if he's got a tee in his hand. I think he does, so they're going to bring out the field goal team to see if they can draw this even at 10 just before the half.
It will be a field goal attempt here from 33 yards. It's Marcus Watson. First attempt on the night from 33. Kick is up, just short, it's returnable. There was a flag on the kick. And Christian Thomas across the 20, makes a man miss, bounces it back to the outside, and dragged out to the 42. Now the flag came early in the snap, and this will be a big one.
It will be a big one, whichever way this goes.
It's going to go against the Rebels here. At least that's the indication.
Unnecessary roughness on the defense for contacting the center. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, that's a big penalty there. We were talking about those new rules and things to keep the game safe. That's exactly what we saw there, Rob.
Yeah, until the center kind of brings his head up after the snap to engage in a block, you can't contact him. So you can see that his head is down, and what teams are doing, you can see there is no attempt by the center to bring his head up. But that's strategy. You tell your center, secure the snap. If they run into you, keep your head down the whole time, because it's like you're able to block without actually blocking. And so good strategy, good coaching there. Unfortunately for JP, it cost them. Got another end zone to defend here of the AOB offense.
So the Crusaders offense catches a break. Howells is back onto the field, ball at the 11. And they are knocking on the door. Handoff. Run to the left, that's Brito inside the 5. He'll pick up 7 or 8 and set up a 2nd and short.
So AOB willing to stay on the ground here with the first down able to be gotten there by the offense before the score. They've got lots of plays. So 2nd and 3 before the first down, and they're on the 4-yard line. So you're definitely looking, I think, at 3-down territory for AOB, knowing they're in this great opportunity for the offense. We'll see what their plan of attack is in a moment.
Crusaders will take the timeout.
On a good time, you've got them in the first half. You have a great opportunity here at second down on the 4-yard line, can get a first down, but obviously wanting to secure that and secure a touchdown as soon as possible there. And with 44 seconds left, they've used up more clock. Again, you think about the difference in that one penalty that cost them. JP would have had possession of the ball somewhere between the 40 and 50-yard line going out with just over a minute left. Now with AOB in control after that penalty, they've got 44 seconds to punch this into the end zone from the 4-yard line.
Huge down here. Clock not a factor yet. 44 seconds, so plenty of time to run an offense here for the Crusaders. It'll be Brito in the backfield. And obviously have to watch out for the leg of Howells here. Snap to Howells. Quick flip across to Ward. Ward! 2nd touchdown on the night! Crusaders take the lead.
Well, 2nd touchdown, same play, a little sweep timed up perfectly. Not the easiest thing to do, but you can see the time was absolutely impeccable. Blocking out in front, great job reading his blocks, finding the end zone.
So that puts the Crusaders up by 3 with a chance at the extra point with 39 seconds left in the half. Watson, 2nd extra point on the day, goes right through the middle. So 2nd touchdown of the game for the Crusaders offense. But that Rebels defense did get a stop. Really all comes down to that penalty there for contacting the center.
You know, it's really unfortunate for JP. Again, AOB taking full advantage. Great job of being patient on the run. You can see Ward as he gets outside. Behind number 6, he's patient, running at his backside, again, waiting. And then he actually does it like a 2nd time there. He waits there and then patient, bounces out. And again, that's what you want from your back carrying the ball. Whether it's a receiver on a sweep like that or a running back, be patient, trust in your blocks, and then make that cut late because there was space there. Sometimes they get on that sweep and they just want to get to the edge. He did a great job of using his vision, cutting it upfield and getting into the end zone.
So 39 seconds left for the Rebels offense. They've looked to go deep a couple times today. They've had some receivers open. They hit Williams for a 63-yard touchdown already, so if they can keep possession here, there is some time for the Rebels offense to do something with it as the return is brought out by Edwards to the 30.
Yeah, definitely with this offense, again, looking to get chunk plays. They've got an opportunity here, but they also don't want to take 2 shots, 2 incompletions, and give it back to AOB in decent field position. But I'm sure JP, see if they can get some chunk plays here. Even one gives them an opportunity because they have gone deep. But I also suspect that AOB may consider a slightly different defense this time, knowing they've got to get chunk plays. They don't have a ton of time left. So maybe we'll see a zone. They've typically shown man, and it's ended up JP's got a couple guys deep. We'll see what they do here. They're tight in coverage, about 7-8 yards off the line across the board, so it could be man. We'll see what they do to try to slow down this Rebel air attack.
Just the one safety for the Crusaders. Stead looking left. They will go deep to the sideline. There's a flag on the play. Incomplete pass.
Sure, what this flag is going to be.
Illegal contact on an eligible receiver, number 20, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So we'll call it a 10-yard play. That's also going to stop the clock. 27.6 seconds left in the half, and the ball moves up to the 40 with a fresh set of sticks.
Let me get back to that penalty in a sec.
Stead standing on his own 35. Another flag on the snap. They're going deep. They got a receiver, but just behind coverage, but it was out of the reach of Sadie. And we'll check the flag once again.
And you can see here he's on an outside release, and you want that ball pushed to the outside. Didn't quite adjust early enough. Again, I think he had time if he would have located it, expecting it a little further to the outside. Interesting on, back to that penalty. They called it on the wide side corner because the guy, he actually fell down. There wasn't any contact. We saw that on the replay. So they AOB,
offside on the offense, number 12. That has been declined. Second down.
and maybe that's why he wasn't running full speed downfield. He knew he was offside. That's where they threw to. He's got to be careful with that. As a wide receiver on the line of scrimmage, your eyes should be inside to make sure you are not offside.
Rebels need 10. Stead, look towards Sadie again, now kicks out right. Out of the pocket, and he'll get it back to about the 40 where he's taken down. Gain of about a half a yard, if that. Good thing was for the Rebels here is that he landed in bounds. They should be able to take the clock to zeros.
So what happened there, he was setting up a screen, so they kind of looked like they were going to play action to this side, throw it downfield, setting up the screen. And so the lineman ended up setting up, but unfortunately the back got caught up in traffic with the D lineman rushing, and then he wasn't able to throw the ball downfield. So you wonder why he didn't just take a shot? Well, it's because the linemen were downfield. So really intelligent play by your quarterback. Unfortunately, no options other than to run on that play when the screen was snuffed out by the AOB defense.
Rebels have the punting unit out. They could just take a knee. This is kind of dangerous, Rob. They don't need to give this ball back. Instead, there's a chance to return it here for Augustine and the Crusaders. And it's going to go nowhere. So things go according to plan for the Rebels. But am I crazy?
Yeah, no, you're not crazy. Definitely an interesting decision to punt this one away. They could have easily just taken the snap, taken a knee. And again, not sure how much time was on the clock before they wound that, if they gave him a little bit of extra time. But yeah, I guess they felt like they needed to punt it away because of the clock. Good job on the cover team.
I think sometimes coaches just like to work on stuff too. So
sometimes, I don't think that was it. I think maybe based on their calculation of when the last play ended, if there's more than 20 seconds, a knee could possibly give them the ball right there if they don't get all the time off the clock. And so we'll see. If the horn sounded before the snap, I definitely would have taken the knee, but coach thought differently.
So interesting first quarter from Johnny Bright. Crusaders are up 14-10. The Sport, Physical Activity and Recreation branch of the Ministry of Tourism and Sport within the Government of Alberta is a funding provider to the ASAA. The funds received from this area of the government are put towards enhancing the quality of life for Albertans. So both teams head to the locker room. Got 9 more minutes left in halftime. Crusaders up on the Rebels 14-10. A sunny night from the Johnny Bright Bowl, at least for about the next 5 minutes or so. AOB Crusaders leading the JP Rebels 14-10. Connor Toffin joined by Rob Harrod on this IC Live Procast. Saw a close first quarter, some back and forth plays. Ultimately, Crusaders able to score a late touchdown to go up by 4, Rob.
Yeah, and kind of a duel of the quarterbacks. And again, AOB Howell, he does a great job of using his legs and the short passing game. His numbers on the year, we don't have live numbers today for the game, but his numbers on the year, 59 for 104 attempts, 56% completion, 933 yards, third in the Car Conference. Instead, just not far behind him at number 5, 42 of 117, 35% completion, 786, 7 touchdowns, and of course Howell having 8 touchdowns. So going back and forth a little bit, again using different types of things. That both touchdowns tonight will go down as passing touchdowns for Howell. So again, moving that edge up a little bit. But here goes JP and their kickoff team.
So Crusaders will get a chance to extend on their lead early, and they're going to get excellent field position here as that kickoff flies out of bounds.
And just as a note, obviously, Howell talking about the quarterback and his ability to run the ball. He is about 8th on the list, 9th on the list here with 38 carries, 201 yards. The leading running back in the league is 567.
Legal procedure on the kickoff. The ball went out of bounds. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
So we got a good matchup of the quarterbacks. We'll see what they have in the second half. Again, AOB doing a balance with some run attack, both with the running back and the quarterback in the short passing game. Obviously, JP going over the top with a deep passing game.
Crusaders offense will take the field to open up this second half of action. Howells, quick screen pass out to the left, finds Mojani. Good first down production, picks up 7.
You know, right back to that quick passing game, a little wide receiver screen. You can see there, one guy's out to block in front. You take care of the corner, and then you get it out in front. So again, just enough time to get himself upfield. Great first down production, facing a second and 3 yards.
Need 3. Another quick flip here to Ward. Ward to the left side, and good tackle there by the JP defense. That was Ronan Lee that made first contact.
Yeah, great tackle in the backfield. Again, keeping him short enough. Again, in a lot of situations, I think AOB would go for this. But again, because it's just over a yard, maybe yard and a half, AOB's putting their punt team on. Now, no guarantee it's going to be a punt. Again, special teams could pull a fake, see if they can get the extra yard and a half. But we'll see what AOB decides to do.
Marcus Watson, the punter, is a wide receiver, so could take off, but he gets a good punt away here, spiraling out at the 30.
We'll see where they mark this. Right there, looking at the 33.5 again. Kick out of bounds to, again, eliminate a return. You know, JP's shown they've got some athletes back there to return kicks and punts. We'll see, good job there, angling that out of bounds.
So coming into tonight, you really never know what you're going to get in a high school football matchup. Rebels and Crusaders tonight giving us a pretty good one here through one half and a little bit of football. Here's Stead's first chance of the second half. 2 backs to his side. Quick handoff and a run across the right side for Mateo Wright. Powerful runner. He'll pick up about 5 and set up a second and medium.
Well, we got great pursuit by the AOB defense. You can see the backers just reading, sliding, and getting across the field. Still a good run. Not bad first down production, but those linebackers flowing well to take care of that run game we've seen from the first half of JP.
Second and 5. Stead with the handoff, run up the middle, and a spin away from the tackle by Edwards will allow him to pick up the first down.
good vision in the backfield. You can see there he gets to the line, cuts it back to his right, again gets a first down. Good opportunity for an offense if you can run it on 2nd and 5.
Quick handoff to the receiver, Thomas. Bounces it back, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage. Big play for the Crusaders defense. Looked like that might have been Terrace Struck, the defensive back, with the tackle.
Well, JP trying to get there, stud athlete, the ball in different ways. Again, haven't found him downfield a whole bunch, trying to get it into his hands. Crusaders, you can just see the defense waiting there, reading that really, really well. We'll see what JP counters with after the pursuit on 2nd and 12.
That was actually Lou Brito on the tackle. Plays running back, slot receiver, linebacker, and defensive back. So we've already seen him in a few of those positions today. Deep pass across the 40, and it's intercepted, but there is a flag. McCory with the interception. The flag came out in the area of a defensive pass interference.
And I don't think it was the guy who, right there you can see holding him up. I think that's going to get him caught. It's going to keep JP likely on the field. We'll see.
$15-yard penalty, first down.
You can hear just the tail end there. Defensive pass interference. It'll be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Rebels.
So that's the second time they went for that slot seam down that short side of the field. The first time they had him wide open, the safety wasn't able to get over. That time the safety was able to get over, but unfortunately the penalty keeps JP on the field, and AOB's got a 1st and 10 to defend.
Right in the backfield once again, they'll go to him. Bounces it to the left, met at the line of scrimmage, and somehow stays on his feet, but finally brought down. Right, only picking up, well, that might be no gain. That's one of the hardest no gains you'll ever see.
That's a lot of work right there. You can see JP's line from that replay, just not sustaining their blocks long enough to give him a seam, and so again, no gain there, facing a 2nd and 10. Good stand by the AOB defense on first down.
4 guys had a chance to haul him down. Eventually it was Mattiello. 2nd and 10. Rebels need the 41. Deep pass, look over the middle. Open receiver, and it's just out of the reach of Christian Thomas.
You can see him coming across the field down the opposite seam, and again, he just bent him back a little bit upfield, wasn't able to catch up with that, and they've seen that a few times, just overthrow the guy just a little bit again in behind coverage, but we're talking about trying to find ways to get him the ball. They'll continue to look to him for big plays, but they're going to have to punt it away after that incompletion.
Rebels forced to bring their punting unit onto the field. It's going to be a fake and a reverse. Ball's on the ground. Rebels able to pick it up, but they're going to be taken down at their own 53. There might have been some daylight across the right side, but the fumble allows the Crusaders to take over.
I would agree with you. Lots of running room again on a little bit of a fake reverse, but the exchange, and we talked about earlier, the flip versus the handoff on an incomplete pass, and in that case, it cost him this clean. It wasn't a clean enough exchange, but again, I agree. He had the space, likely an executed first down, but because of the mishandle in the backfield, AOB starting in JP territory.
That's a huge risk. That was a 3rd and 10. What do you think about the decision to fake it there?
I like it because it wasn't anticipated.
Yeah. Quick handoff, Augustine, strong run up the middle. That's not Augustine, that's rather Brito. The 4, 5, 6, 7 position player. No matter how many he plays, that's a big play. Takes him to the 26.
That is good, solid running, and that's how AOB needs to respond to an attempted fake punt, thinking they can get it. They couldn't, and again, what a great run. And you can see there going to the edge. He's going to make it a race to the sideline. Good job of AOB countering JP's offensive attack that they were able to snuff out. Now they're in great position to see if they can get some points to extend this lead.
Brito will stay in the game as the running back. Rebels are going to bring some pressure here. And Brito able to find a hole in the line. Picks up a good gain here. There's a flag early in the play once again. We'll check it right away.
By number 36, Aaron Archbold.
Initial indication is an offside on the Crusaders.
It's okay, yeah, they'll move it back.
Offside on the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
There we go. So it'll go to a 1st and 15 now. Ball placed at the 31.
So the penalty leaves ball back 5 yards to the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 now for Crusaders.
Howell's all alone in the backfield. What a bet on a receiver sweeping across. Instead, it'll go 5 wide. It's intercepted! Christian Augustine down at midfield. Huge play for the Rebels.
So you could see how he hesitated in the backfield to make his throw, wasn't comfortable in the coverage, and then gets it out. Again, too late. JP coming up on that. And again, great job securing that, getting downfield and getting the ball back in their offensive hands. You can see right at the end, maybe you missed a horse collar as he gets dragged down from behind, but they needed to get him down. But a great job jumping that short route.
Oh, yeah.
You got
see it there.
hog-tied there, yeah.
On the replay, regardless, huge pickup there. Huge interception, rather, for Augustine. And a big return to midfield. Gives the Rebels a golden opportunity down by 4. Pass over the middle is caught in first down territory by Williams.
We can finally say the sun is just dipped below West Edmonton Mall, so we can see the field again, the bright light over there. But again, shadows all over the field now, no sun left. No need to worry as a receiver about that sun. Now it's about execution. We'll see if JP can keep this going.
Ball inside the 45, handoff to right. Right, throws a stiff arm, bounces out left. He's got a first down.
Wright being a great addition here. Just a really solid run game, and I know they like to throw the ball. JP likes to go to the air, but they definitely can balance it out. So looking at a matchup with the front 7 of AOB's defense, they feel like they can continue to do that, and it's a great way because they're getting chunk plays on the ground, which is really, really nice for them in their offense.
Instead, flag on the snap, going deep, has a receiver open, and just couldn't quite find the connection there with Sadie. Might have been a free play.
We'll watch Sadie release from the wide side of the field. Again, not a lot of space to the sideline. And again, with going inside, it's thrown back to the outside, so it's a little bit of a harder adjustment for him. And so often on that seam route, again, you don't always have to go outside.
Offside on the offense, number 12. That has been declined. 2nd down.
And getting caught, same receiver. I think he was offside earlier in the game. So that's 2 penalties. Those declined. Again, taking away opportunities for the JP offense. They got to be disciplined on their snap count and making sure they're not jumping.
Rebels need 10, likely on the very brink of field goal range here. Maybe you can kick up 5 and kick it. Crusaders bringing some pressure. They'll find Sadie down the left side, and this is going to be really close. It looks like he's going to be marked a yard short.
What a great tackle there on the end of that play. Again, good strategy. I'd like to see the receiver push him off a little bit further because he was defending the deep pass. But you can see there, steps up, makes a great tackle, keeps him short. But the offense is staying on the field.
It would be a 31-yard attempt from here. Wright made from around the same area earlier. This one would be a few yards further back. But 3rd needing just 1 here. Wright, instead of kicking, might get the ball here. He's in the backfield. Lots of movement on the snap. Handoff to Wright. And it looks like forward progress will take him for the first down. Wright stays on his feet, but they whistled forward progress. So we're going to probably see a penalty taken either way here, and it looked like that Crusaders defense might have jumped.
Yeah, I didn't see much movement on the line. The receivers were attacking the line, but that's all I saw.
Offside on the defense, number 56. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, couldn't hear it from here, but I wonder if they changed the snap count. And again, looking at 3rd and short, defense is hungry to get a stop. Changing that snap count, great timing, great strategy by the offense to get them to jump offside and give them the free first down with new life here inside the red zone.
Maddox Bolt takes a knee for the Rebels. 3:12 left in the game. I'll tell you what, if you watch more CFL, maybe more collegiate, U Sports, NFL, football games can take a while. Whenever I'm at a high school game, the time just goes so fast. And with 3:12 left in the game, I know it's early, but from my perspective, I'm already starting to look at it as limited possessions now for each team.
You're definitely kind of weaning it down. The time goes by. I mean, as a broadcast crew and as a player, it sometimes is deceiving of how long it will take. But again, without you take out the commercials, you take out all the other breaks. And again, there hasn't been a lot of stoppages and plays for injuries and that kind of thing. There's been a few, but not many, and they've been quickly dealt with. So again, that kind of keeps the game going. And with these teams mixing in the run and the pass, it's just the clock continues to run. And so we're, as you said, we're narrowed 3 minutes left here in the quarter. A tight game we have, and with only 1 quarter left, yeah, you're talking 2-3 possessions depending on how the teams operate. So they're limited. So JP's likely looking to get a major here if they have the opportunity.
We did a game at McMahon Stadium a couple weeks ago where both teams were running the ball well, and they were only getting a possession a quarter. Trick play! They'll go back to Howells. Howells looking downfield, has a couple receivers open, looks for right, juggles it, and it's on the ground. Boy, 27 things were happening on that play. In the end, it'll go as an incomplete pass.
Well, yeah, and again, throwing it back, looking to get the secondary creeping up on the reverse. They do a good job. And again, throwing it back, got a little bit of pressure in his face, does a good job to buy his time. JP doing a great job, good play selection, just missing.
I believe that was Sadie that was open in the end zone as well, but Howells really had no chance to throw it to him as he was already flushed out right.
Yes, Stead couldn't see all the receivers downfield.
Stead flushed out right. He's going to run it himself. Stead with a head of steam. He's going to be pushed out. It's a good gain here for Stead. Out at the 11. I believe he needed the 9.
He's putting his coach in a tough situation here. You know, 3rd and 2 again, gets enough, doesn't quite get the first down yardage, but close enough that they're likely going for it here with 2 yards left. Great coverage downfield. You can see in that replay just the pursuit of AOB to stay with the receivers and be disciplined and force the quarterback to pull it down and run. Someone who doesn't necessarily run as much as Howell, his counterpart on AOB's offense, but again, willing to use his legs to get what he can there to give him an opportunity here on the 3rd and 2.
Looked like they thought for a second about going for the field goal. Player was running on with a T. Instead, they'll go for it. 3rd and 2. They need to get inside the 9. Stead to the end zone, wants it. Oh! And it's dropped. Great chance for the Rebels offense, but Sadie can't quite haul it in.
Well, interesting call to empty the backfield out. They get the space they want there, and again, just focus to the end. You can see just slipping through his hands, and it's actually a skill you teach the punt returners is to get your elbows together, trying to secure it carefully. His elbows stayed apart. We'll see what this flag does, but again, missed opportunity for JP.
This might have been after the play.
At the end of the play, number 12, defense, 10-yard penalty, objectionable conduct. First down.
So it's an objectionable conduct. Since it came after the play, Crusaders offense will keep the ball. They'll just be backed up, I believe, inside of their own 10. Sorry, that was on the Rebels. I think a little confused here. They brought it to the 21, so it was on the Rebels.
Yeah, it was. It was on the receiver who dropped the ball. So whether he said something, did something after that, unfortunately cost his team some more yards.
So Crusaders get a little bit of help and take the ball at their own 21. Oh, faked me out. I thought Augustine had it the whole time. It was Howells going the other way, running for about 15, picking up the first down.
Well, using your extra back in the backfield as your quarterback. Again, great fake. Defense thought the same thing. Again, you see the hole they've created. Good job on the play action. Good job getting some first down yards. Your key as AOB right now is to put a drive together. We talked about wrapping up the third quarter and not too long here. They're going to want to put a nice drive together, take some time off the clock, see if they can get some points.
1st and 10. A handoff to Augustine. Sheds a tackle. Takes it to the middle and down near the 45. I'll tell you what, on that second last play there, it's scary as a commentator looking at a guy thinking he has the ball. I can't imagine what it's like as a defender.
You're like, what? Where'd it go? And again, you can see that great move. 2 moves to make guys miss. You know, for a big back, he's got some great feet, really good sense of where he needs to go to find his space, and then he just finishes running forward. That's often what you teach your backs is finish going forward, because it's the difference between 6 and 8 yards often on a run, which makes your second down play selection much easier if you're close to the first down. So some great running we're seeing from AOB.
2nd and inches. See if they take a shot. Howells fakes a pass, pulls it down. Howells deep in his backfield, evades the sack, taking it himself, showing off his speed. And that's another one of those plays where you run about 50 yards east, west, north, south, and he picked up about a half a yard, just enough for the first down.
You can see they take a little head and shoulder fake there, trying to get him on an out and up on the far side of the field, but JP didn't bite with their defense. But then again, the mobile quarterback buys himself some space, gets enough for the first down. Only needed 8 inches. A lot of running, a lot of play in the backfield, but got his first down to keep his offense moving.
I mean, basically Works is the most exhausting quarterback sneak ever, right? Seen a lot of plays like that in Edmonton this year once they had Trey Ford in a quarterback. Down at Commonwealth Stadium. Last play of the third quarter. Howells fakes it to the right. He'll run it again. And this time, no, met in the backfield, but he'll shed the tackle and fall forward for a pickup of 3.
Those are tackles you want to make sure as a defender you're really secure. You can see he's got him wrapped up but a little bit high. And when you wrap up running backs or receivers or quarterbacks high, it's easier to break tackle if they have some lower body strength. So in that case, wasn't able to secure him enough, getting a few extra yards for AOB before they switch half here.
So no points in the third quarter. 12 minutes left to play. Crusaders up 14-10. You got milk? Beautiful night here at Johnny Bright Sports Park, and what a game we're getting. Crusaders up 14-10 on the Rebels. We'll start the last quarter with a 2nd and 7 for the Crusaders from their own 48. Howells, quick pass to the flats out left. They were able to find Chandra, and he'll be stopped short of the first down. Brings up a big decision here for the Crusaders.
So Chandra, the receiver, also I believe has a brother who's number 99, who is one of their grade 12 players, been a great player for many years. But the younger brother, interesting story as they switch and bring their punt team on. I actually had an opportunity to coach him in basketball a few years ago. He and my son were on the same basketball team, and so I had a chance to coach him. Also a basketball player, multi-sport athlete, big body. Really worked hard over the last number of years to work on his athleticism, but he's got the size, and obviously as a young guy contributing to this team, and again playing, I believe, with his older brother, number 99.
Punting unit on here as the Crusaders barely get it away, and they kind of had to angle it out there, Watson did, with all the pressure, and that's going to go out at, we'll call it the Rebels 49.
Just kind of came off the side of his foot. I think usually as a punter, if you're trying to angle it to a sideline, your approach is a little bit in that direction, where you could see there he tried to kind of hook his foot. Kind of like, you know, you make the same mistake in golf. If you try to use your club to pull it around, he kind of did that with his foot a little bit. And again, probably wanted a little bit deeper to the sideline, but in that case, he wasn't able to get it there. So JP with decent field position after their defense forces the punt. And we'll see if they can hit on these deep shots. They've taken lots, missed a couple, missed opportunity on the last drive. We'll see what they can do here.
I don't know what you're talking about. My golf game knows no mistakes. Here's Stead, handoff to right, fumbled it, but picked it back up. And on the run, still able to pick up a couple yards, a dangerous couple yards at that.
When you talk about a big hole to run through, this is a big hole to run through. He fumbles it, able to pick it up and then continue his run. So, okay, first down position, better than a turnover, of course. But JP is going to need to keep this drive going with only 10 minutes left in the game and down 4.
Could be a big drive here for JP. Talked about it a few minutes ago. You're starting to get to that point of the game where you're looking at limited possessions here. It'll be a 2nd and 7. Stead to the left, and it's juggled and intercepted. Boston McCory, a huge return across the 30, still on his feet. And they'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 24. Huge play for the Crusaders, Boston McCory.
Well, being in the right position at the right time, you can see well-delivered ball, a little bit low, but the refs deemed it as not touching the turf. Hard to see there from the replay, but an interception it is, and AOB looking at extending their lead here as we see the time tick away in the 4th quarter. Let's see if we can get a shot here.
Going to be, I think that might have hit the ground.
Yep, they don't have the replay down there. That's a tough call. We see it in slow motion, multiple angles. We can make the call. Unfortunately, they missed that one, but AOB is there making the play and hopefully here for them, making the best of it, turn into points.
Live, it looked like it stayed in the air. Hand off to Augustine. Able to churn out a few yards here, and that'll set up a 2nd and medium.
And you can see with a 3-man front, they're still bringing 5 guys and trying to take care of that run game because now AOB's thinking, okay, clock management, let's use some time, let's get this some points on the board and force JP into a bigger deficit to try to overcome. But here we go, 2nd and 6. AOB likely, like we talked about, in field goal range. Didn't make the last attempt, came short with a big return, but penalty cost them on that return. We'll see what they can do here on 2nd down.
Huge play here for the Rebels. Need to keep it a 1-possession game. Ball's on the ground. Somehow Howells picked it up on the run. He's going left, now back over the middle. Howells is into the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Well, things break down, and Howell did a great job of kind of keeping his focus, getting the ball back in his hands, and did not give up on the play. He got into space. You can see there the snap never even got back, but Johnny on the spot, Howell just jumps up right behind the heels of the lineman and gets his hands on that ball, knowing how critical it is. Turns it into 7 after he's able to break some tackles. This putting it up by 2 scores makes it even a bigger hill to climb for JP.
Just like they drew it up. That's what we'll say for Howells.
That's exactly how they drew it up.
Goes down as a 21-yard run, and the extra point is good. And that makes it a 2-possession game.
So great opportunity for AOB. They took advantage of the interception and put it in the end zone for the major, making that hill a little bit bigger for JP. Now, I know it's not, I don't think it's technically like a home game for JP. In high school, they play at the turf fields. Although this is 100 yards from them, it would be great for them to try to get a win here. Without one this year, try to get it at the last game they have in front of their home crowd. But unfortunately, with 9 minutes left, it's 2 scores. So you talked about possessions. Well, they're going to need at least 2 to get this done.
AOB looking to pick up their 4th win on the season, currently ranked 6th. And looking to go above 500 here in week 7. (21-10) is the new score. Watson to kick it away, and it's taken by the Rebels at their own 10. And great special teams play there. That was Edwards on the return. And the Crusaders force them to start the drive at the 25.
So a nice return here, but you can see how he comes immediately to his left. I'd like to see the returners come upfield a little bit first. When I talk to returners, if you can sell them on the upfield, it draws the cover team into the center of field a little bit more, and then you bounce it out. His initial steps to the left allowed that cover team to kind of spread out and say, okay, he's on his way to his left. Let's make sure we contain this side of the field. So limiting the gain. But again, JP can strike big and quickly. We'll see what they have here on offense.
They need points on this drive. Under 8.5 minutes left to play, down a couple possessions. Hand off to Wright. And not much on the run. At least that's always what it seems like with Wright. But he ends up picking up about 5.
Most of his yards are after contact. You talk about yards after contact, and he's had some holes and they've moved some bodies around for him to get space, but they've also just removed the pile. Like the pile just keeps moving forward.
Get the snap off quickly, and pass was intended for Aronson, and it was just short. Aronson took a bit of a shot there at the end as well, and he's still down.
Well, this is just delivered a little bit low. You can see how it's going down. Again, still catchable, but again, when you have a receiver that open, you want to hit him right in those numbers, right in the chest, easier to catch. Now they're in a third down situation with 7:56 left here. Interesting decision time for the Rebels coaches. Again, trying to figure out, do we punt it away? Do we have the time? Can our defense make a stop? Because you give the ball back right now, they put a drive together, there's not going to be any time left on the clock. But if you go for it now, you know, 1 or 2 first downs, a field goal, then they're up 14, and you're looking at 2 majors. So, again, looks like they've made some personnel changes. I'm guessing they're looking at a punt situation. Still time on the clock if their defense can get a stop. They've shown that they can. They don't take penalties. They don't give up big plays. They've been able to get a couple stops here in the game and limit AOB's march. But they're going to be called upon here shortly to give their offense another opportunity to get some points.
I'll throw this out there. They did call a fake in the third quarter.
They're also missing an O lineman right now.
Ultimately wasn't successful, and whistles on the field here, likely.
Just missing an O lineman. Lined up with 4 linemen. I'm like, that's not going to go well. So ref being, I would say, generous.
Yeah, that's...
You know, no, they didn't have the guys on. Give them a little bit of a break there.
Wright standing on his own 15. Gets a clean punt away. It's a good punt, too. Fielded by Augustine just outside his own 40. Picks it up, runs to the 50. Sheds off multiple tacklers. Somehow stays alive across midfield. And boy, you can just never count that guy down.
No, solid back. Won't go down. Refuses to go down with contact. Again, great punt. Lots of airtime. Bringing it over to this sideline. Your cover team, you got to get them to break down. They're in decent position, but they overrun the returner. You can see how they just run past him, and with a step up, they're gone. And so that gave them the opportunity. Then just hard work and more hard work trying to get to that edge. We'll see if AOB goes to the ground to try to chew up some clock with the advantage, being up 11 with only 7:13 and counting left in this one.
Augustine is exhausted after that kick return. He'll go to the bench. Brito in as the running back. I'd be exhausted too. Howells fakes the handoff. He'll take it himself. Met at the 55 and pushed back hard. Crusaders probably wanted a flag. Not going to get one. It'll be a 2nd and 10.
Well, it's a big pile. You see, taking on a block, kind of slowing the feed. Again, contained him in the middle, was able to come off the block and just drive. And that's tough when you hear a whistle partway through that. Everybody's driving, the pile's moving. It's hard to let up. I think good no call by the officials. They've done a great job tonight, actually. Other than the one replay pick that again, almost impossible to pick up on the field that we only got through a couple of views from the replay booth.
That was Ronan Lee with the first contact. Howells, they need 10. Goes out wide to Mojani. Turns upfield. Makes a couple miss. He's into first down territory and taken down at the 33.
Well, a little risky play, throwing that wide side hook, but again, he had to kind of come down to his third read. He gets it out to the field. And again, as you close, you want to wrap up. But good job of using his left hand. A little bit of a stiff arm there in the chest. Got him the first down yardage. So great job by AOB. Good start to this drive as they try to work this clock as best they can, holding on to an 11-point lead.
Player down on the field here.
He's up and on his own with a little bit of a limp off the field. I mean, JP's defense has got a big task ahead. They need to get a stop. Can't afford another first down because it could be field goal position. But we'll see what AOB brings out here. They've been able to move the ball. Got a couple first downs here.
It was senior Simon Nendendumwe.
So that's a good name you got out there. I'm not sure I would have done that. That's awesome.
You just power through it.
Yep.
And hopefully I said it fast enough. Crusaders, 1st and 10. Give it up to Brito, and powers forward for a run of about 3, setting up a 2nd and 7.
We can see there that front 7 of the Rebels have been playing well and really snuffing it out. And again, at this point in time of the game, you can almost bet on a run game, but the X factor that has proved to really help AOB is their running, or their quarterback able to run. Howell's done a great job pulling it, and a couple designed runs getting chunk plays. So we'll see what they do here to try to keep this drive going.
Clock ticks down, snap out at 5:13. Howells looking to the end zone! Can't quite connect. He was looking for Zayden Ward, trying to get him his 3rd touchdown of the day. It will be a 3rd and 7 from the 35.
Looked like Ward was looking around for a flag, but again, this is a great job of JP in coverage with no contact. Just step for step with him, not creating any contact. So a good ball placement by the quarterback. Howell dropped it in there. But again, just a really tough catch. Good closing speed there to get in the face of the receiver without creating contact. It's actually really hard in high school when you watch those players to stay away from that contact. They're trying to time it up.
Didn't see a flag on the field, but there was an offside call there on the Rebels. So that sets up a 2nd and 2. Howell's under center. He's going to push it forward and easily pick up the first down on the quarterback sneak. Like I said, didn't see a flag on the field there, but it was an offside against the Rebels regardless. Crusaders pick up the first down.
Well, you can see the lineman pinching, tight splits, just piling away forward. So first down with, again, the clock now is the biggest factor for JP. They need the stop. They need to keep the points off the board. Now, giving up a field goal still makes it a 2-score game, but we go back to possessions. They need 2 possessions to get those.
Howells. Quick sweep. It's Malawa. Has the edge. Inside the 10 and finally pushed out of bounds. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Crusaders.
Track down by Walker Thomas.
Yeah, you could see he had the edge early on with lots of space. So getting the yardage they need, tackled by the sideline there. But it's 1st and goal from about the 8.5. We'll see if AOB can get another major out of this drive.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
Brito in the backfield. See if they look in the direction of Ward. League leader in receiving touchdowns. It's going to be Howells. Takes it himself. Kicking to the right. Going to have to reach for the pylon. And they're going to mark him out at the 1.
Yeah, his priority was ball security over diving for the cone because, again, good job of JP of stretching this out. Again, they got the yards they needed, but now it's end goal on the 1. Good tackle to keep him away from that pylon. They marked it just outside the 1. So, again, I'm guessing quarterback sneak. Timeout used, I'm guessing by JP.
Player down for the Rebels. Can't quite catch a number.
Well, he's half up. He's walking off, so he's going to have to. It's a long ways to go now to the sideline.
That is Ladanian Hankelwood. So ball placed at the 1. Game pretty much hangs in the balance here for the Rebels. They're going to need a stop. Ideally a turnover, really, at this point with under 4 minutes. But at worst, they would like to force a field goal here. Keep it a 2-possession game and try to get the ball back with a few minutes. Crusaders touchdown would pretty much be the icing on the cake. We'll see if they go to the quarterback sneak. Howells has 1 touchdown on the night already, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for Howells, and the Crusaders put the icing on the cake.
Well, and that's the execution AOB expected from their offense. We've seen it earlier on a 3rd and 1. Again, great push. When you see that pile moving forward, that's a good sign for your offense.
Second rushing touchdown of the game for Howells. Extra point to make it an 18-point game for Watson. Hold is good, kick is up and through.
Just good. Just good. I'm not sure that somebody may have got a piece of that or something, but it did end up going through. We'll take a look here because not a clean kick. Just got through. So, interesting. We look back at the turn of events. JP was down 14-10. They drove the field, had the pass in the end zone to the wide open receiver, was dropped. That would have put them up in the game and actually not only flips the score for they're in the lead and they can play with the lead, but then AOB gets the momentum back because it was no good. So again, that would have changed the mentality of the players. Hey, we're down. We have to win to try to get into the playoffs, right? That changes quickly with that drop pass. So again, tough situation that JP had to overcome. AOB's taken full advantage of the possessions and got points here in the second half.
You talk to pretty much any coach, especially in Canadian football, and they'll always talk about that every game really comes down to like 3 to 5 plays. As that ball off the receiver's hands, Edwards has to go back to the end zone to receive it. Backed up onto his goal line, able to get it outside the 10 where the Rebels offense will take over. Like I was saying though, Rob, talk to any coach, they'll tell you, games come down to 3 to 5 plays. It feels like that was exactly the case tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely one of them that went in favor of AOB. And AOB has done a great job of being patient with their game plan, using a little bit of the run both from their backs and their quarterback, using the short passing game. Haven't really had to go downfield a whole lot because they've put drive together and they've been patient. They overcame some turnovers. We talked about the one very earlier in the game on the punt. They weren't able to get the punt off, turned it over close to the end zone. Defense held them for 3 on that possession. So AOB doing their job here to secure this win.
He'll fake the handoff. Stead looking to run it himself. He'll get taken down at the 11.
Carry. He gets caught in the backfield. 34, Christopher Sale.
You can see he's looking to take off and run. Not a quarterback that loves running. We haven't seen a lot of running from him and likes to set up and throw the ball downfield. We'll see if he can find some space in this secondary here to move the ball out of their own end zone area.
Rebels need 11. They're looking for a lot more. Oh, what a catch! My goodness, Christian Thomas behind the defense. Score!
Well, we talked about the misses earlier. Again, perfectly thrown ball. Great job high pointing the ball in stride and continuing to the end zone. So as we talked about, can be a quick score offense, and there it is in stride, right in the hands. And off he goes to the end zone. No one's catching him once he's behind the secondary.
99-yard touchdown for Christian Thomas, the Team Alberta U18 player. What a catch. And never really broke stride. No chance for anyone on AOB to catch up.
Yeah, and great concentration at the end because there's contact in there. The DB's there. Good job of keeping his feet. And obviously high pointing the ball, securing that touchdown. So JP lining up to go for 2.
Try to make it a 10-point game here. They need a touchdown, an extra point, and a field goal at that point. Stead looking right. Can't find anyone. Back over the middle. Thomas working back to the ball. They'll say it hit the ground. But maybe, just maybe, a breath of life here for the Rebels.
Well, it's about possession. You talk about, I think he may have been looking for number 7, but it kind of went behind him. So, again, throwing it behind those receivers where the space was. Couldn't find his receiver. A couple of balls now hitting the turf that Stead has been throwing. But, again, trying to slow him down. And as a receiver, you want to move with your quarterback as he flows because you don't want him throwing across, but you also need to find the space. And he didn't gear down. If he gears down, Stead's ball is right in the right location, and that's what he wanted to do. But again, couldn't slow him down. So now, this is where I get excited. Special teams. Special teams. We got short kick lineup for JP. We'll see how their special teams coordinators approach this situation. You can see AOB obviously up here trying to match JP. We've got 2 to the left of JP's kind of kickoff team. Everybody else out on the right-hand side. So we'll see these exciting plays can happen. Again, the percentage is not high. You get them, but you gotta take your shot with only 2:29 left and 2 scores for JP needing to close this one, close the gap here.
Tell you what, Mateo Wright has been a good kickoff man tonight. He's been kicking it deep.
I'd be going to the left here right now.
Yeah,
you got 2-on-2 to the left.
He's going to go to the right,
Yep.
right up into the air. It's a
Money
great
kick.
onside kick.
Money kick.
Jump ball. Can't tell who has it. Pile up for it. No signal. Rebels think they have it. And it looks like they're calling it Crusaders ball. That being said, one of the best onside kickoffs you could get.
Oh, and he's kicking it from the middle of the field. Like, that is perfect. We've got way more JP guys in there. You can see the ball hits the ground. JP had the first shot at it on the ground, but just couldn't secure it. And then it was a little bit of a battle in there.
Well, it looked like Luciano Brito was the one to finally come away with it on the replay. We've been talking about Brito, and on my notes here it said that he's kind of the quiet MVP of the team. And as the game went on, you could really see Brito starting to make more and more of an impact. And we're going to get a timeout for the
We have a
Rebels.
timeout defense.
Player missing. Looks like we got a late player coming on the field. They had to use a timeout. So again, that timeout, and again, it's Canadian football, so there's a chance. It's a tough situation for JP to be facing, but it only took one play to draw closer. We'll see if their defense can get a stop, but timeouts may play a part in this as this game's go on. If they need to stop the clock, get a shot at the end zone. But again, first task at hand for the Rebels is to stop this offense, which has struggled to do so in the second half here, with the points adding up quickly here as AOB has marched the field.
This is why I love Canadian football, though, because the Rebels are down by 12 on defense, 2:26 left. In American leagues, you run the ball 3 times, they're out of timeouts, you kick the ball away at 26 seconds, less probably, and leave no chance on, or no time on the clock. Instead, Canadian football, you can get a couple stops here, get the ball back with about a minute and a half. It'll be a handoff to Augustine. Has some room, cuts back to the middle, across the 50, and finally hauled down to the 45. And if they keep running like that, they'll salt away the game with no problem.
Well, Augustine using his strength and great vision and feet to make a guy miss in the backfield, and lots of room. Good blocking downfield. You see how the white jerseys downfield just ushering them into JP territory here. Now at the 45 going in, trying to work this one away, work the clock down with 2 minutes and counting. Limited timeouts for JP left as they had to burn one there. They need to stop in a hurry if they want to get a chance to get the ball back.
Quick play out to the left, into the hands of Sorembra, and there's going to be a flag here for a late hit going against the Rebels.
Yeah, he just finished it late. He had him, the whistle blew, and he's just got to let go of him. You can see here, good job of driving him back, making it do. But when the whistle goes, he's got to stop. That extra is what got him the flag, and that's going to
At the end of the
give him a
play,
first down.
unnecessary roughness for number 52, 15-yard penalty, first down.
I would qualify that as an emotional penalty. You know, you're down in a game, just like, it's just the frustration sets in. They've gave up a big run for a first down. That's where it's a learning opportunity for these high school athletes. And again, we talk about JP building. Those are the pieces they need to build into the players, build into the culture of the program here at Jasper Place. And AOB doing a great job working this clock down.
Be another handoff to Augustine, met at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle there for Christopher Mattiello.
Well, just using the clock again, inside run, ball security. Again, that's the most important thing right now for AOB is ball security. Get enough of this clock down. There's just simply not enough time for JP to strike back.
Gain of just about a yard. Second down and 9. Crusaders with it at the 24. Rebels looked offside. Play gets off. It's off the receiver's fingertips. They were targeting Ben Chandra. It'll bring up a third down.
And Ben, that tall receiver we were talking about, you can see playing out of the slot there, just down the seam, head comes around, trying to hit it, hurry, he's got to get his hands up, just watch that all the way in. But again, good job for JP. Now, here's the tricky part, you throw the ball and the clock stops, so the choice to throw is going to change things, and maybe we're going to see a field goal attempt here. Is that what we're staring down here? 3rd and 9. Yep.
I see Watson, the kicker, out there. It'll be a 31-yard attempt, so make or miss. Technically, it feels like almost a legality at this point, but technically it would be a 2-possession game no matter the result of this play. But watch for the return here. That's a dangerous man in the end zone. Christian Thomas, he has a 99-yard receiving touchdown on the day already. 31-yard attempt. Kick is up from Watson. Tons of leg on it. And it is good. That's a strong kick from Watson, 31 yards away.
Well, it wasn't too much different than the first attempt that ended up falling short. He must not have got a lot because he's got the leg strength for sure. Great job keeping his head down and just pounding that through. So lots and lots of leg, as you had mentioned, almost at the back of the end zone. But again, like you said, 2-score game, minute 16, almost had the last short kick. You need to strike quickly.
And you've had an offense that scored 2 touchdowns on the afternoon. And it was Christian Thomas, he scored the second touchdown. It was 99 yards. And then Fenwick Williams scored a 63-yard touchdown earlier on in the game. This time they're going to need 75 with the ball down at the 35.
Should we start taking odds on JP scoring at least 1 touchdown and then maybe the short kick?
I would love to see it.
Yeah, I would say, AOB still is playing a little bit tight in coverage. They're going to have the opportunity to go over the top. We'll see if they bring some pressure to try to force this ball out early.
Going to be a running play here, maybe trying to change it up as they go to right, getting his jersey tugged at, stays on his feet somehow, and it looks like he crossed that 45. We'll see where they spot the ball.
I don't think they gave him a very generous spot there. It's a yard short of the 45. That was, I think the other ref should have weighed in, because we can see here, he's clearly up to the 45 there and gets driven back. So
past the marker.
Tough spot there. Again, clock's going to run. They're going to have to get this off quick, but they do need to get a first down.
They're going to go deep along the sideline, nearly hauled in. It would have been a contested catch there for Williams. There is a flag down just outside the 35.
Well, again, that I think is going to be, I don't know who else it could be on, unless it's offensive PI, but does a good job. The offensive guy did a good job.
Defensive pass interference, number 23. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Might have just kind of came down across the arm there. We'll take another look.
Well, the angle the ref had was a center judge. As you can see, a ball up in the air. I guess too much contact. He didn't like the contact as the receiver's trying to adjust for the ball. So, again, doesn't change the clock, is continuing to wind down, 55 seconds. But I must say, a little surprised the coverage decisions by AOB at this time. They know they've gone deep. They've missed on a few. Don't tempt them to throw deep. Keep them underneath. Keep that clock going, because the tackle in bounds keeps the clock rolling. Right, a couple different things. So interesting decision by AOB, but they've got a lead they're comfortable with, obviously. And we'll see if JP, I can't imagine they'd do anything else but go over the top. They've got guys on both sides of the field that definitely can go over the top. They've got some tall receivers there. We'll see what they do here, trying to score quickly.
Unless something crazy happens, I got a question for you after this play here, Rob. I'm really interested to hear a coach's perspective on this. They fake the handoff. Stead looking for Thomas, downfield, jump ball! What a catch by Thomas! So that leads into my question perfectly. JP needs yards, they need it quick. Pass interference is only a 15-yard penalty at this level on the defense. Do you ever tell your DBs just to haul them down?
Oh, you definitely do. If you've got busted coverage and you're not going to catch up, you tell it, hold them. Take the penalty. It's going to be a better choice. But the clock's running here, so they got to get this snap off.
Thomas in the slot near the top of your screen. Stead to the end zone. And it's just a little long there. Looked like Bianca Suzuki, women's player, JP girls flag football player, was the intended receiver. There's that catch again from Thomas.
Great job on the. He's going to come back. The tough thing is he wasn't able to get out of bounds, so that puts a hurry on things. So here we go. Clock stopped because the incomplete pass. Second down. Looking to get some points here.
2nd and 10, down in distance, pretty much doesn't matter. 30 seconds in the game, ball at the 25. Stead looking to the end zone, has Thomas, jump ball! Are they gonna mark him down at the 1?
Gonna talk it through.
This matters. With 24 seconds on the clock, it would take a few extra seconds at least to get the play call off. Touchdown!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure based on the tackle, as he pulled him, he actually pulled towards the end zone. You can see that there's nothing down until that ball crosses the line. So touchdown, JP.
Okay, so now you're down by 9. You can kick a single point to keep it a 1-possession game, or you're going to need 2 eventually, so do you just go for it now? I always like kicking the single here just to keep your team alive, but it looks like they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would go for the single, so it still is a 1-score game, because if you don't, it's 2. You can play it differently, right? Again, the 1-score game, you strategically on defense, you'd be a little different, but they're going for 2.
They need it. Stead to the left, and nobody there. And like I said, they needed that 2-point conversion. Didn't get it, and that will salt away the game for the Crusaders.
Yeah, valiant effort to come back, but again, a couple decisions you can see there. Again, good job of giving the receiver a chance, gets into the end zone, but again, the 2-point, you kick the single, and now the pressure on the kickoff return team or the short kicker, we call it the hands team, right? You get your guys who are catching the ball, good at catching the ball. I mean, the execution was almost to perfection, other than they didn't get it because they had the guys downfield. They needed to secure that short kick. Different game if they get that one, but AOB is able to get some points off it. Now JP's facing the 2-score game. Near impossible, even if it executed to absolute perfection, near impossible to make up that in 24 seconds. I say near, because there's still a chance. I've seen short kicks go the distance too. The wrong guys, the right seam, catches it, goes to the house, probably gets there in 12, 13 seconds. You never know.
It would pretty much need to be a miracle. It is possible. I'm just excited to see another onside kick attempt here from right. The last one was absolutely gorgeous for a football fan, and it looks like they're going to go to the right side again, right into the air. This one a little bit deeper and a bit easier on the Crusaders. They will take the knee. That was Colton Zarembra with the recovery.
Definitely not the kick they wanted. This was a much deeper than they wanted. Again, secure it, get down. Don't risk a turnover. You're going to be able to kneel this one out.
I'll tell you what, you always hear about this in the games and whatever. I'll chalk that up to myself there, Mateo. That was me on the commentators, Jinx, I think. I talk too much.
No, I think that's great. We talk about high school football, and sometimes there's blowout games. What a great game we've had. JP kind of striking big, striking a few times, just missing on a couple, had a drop touchdown. That's the difference in this game. AOB a little more consistent, able to march the ball between a running back and quarterback running the ball, and of course their short passing game. We've talked about that. Really executed well throughout the night and consistently throughout the night, where JP just couldn't quite hit on those deep shots. They've got a quarterback that can get the ball there. Great timing. Protection has actually been really, really good. Stead's been pretty clean in the pocket based on their O-line, so hats off to the O-line. Just again, not able to connect on all those deep throws other than the ones that we saw. So AOB doing their part. We talk about the playoff picture. They have an opportunity. We won't get the scores from around the league, but by tomorrow morning we'll know, and AOB will know what their playoff status is. And they also know they're playing on November 10th, I believe it was, in their first provincial game, ASAA provincial playdowns, to the bowl games coming later in November.
I'm not sure what the delay is on the field.
They just wanted to give us some more time.
Exactly.
Anything else you want to talk about?
They liked hearing your voice, Rob.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
So it should be just a couple kneel downs away here for Blake Howells. 2 touchdowns on the day. Has to feel good for a quarterback to just be able to stand behind your center, take the knee, and salt away the win. This is really the moment that you practice for all week, right?
Yeah. And it's pretty funny. I've seen a few times, and on my own team, you tell them, okay, hey, go take a knee. But then there's like a young guy in because it's the end of the game, and you see a tight end like take a knee. I'm like, no, it's just the quarterback. You guys can just almost stand there and do nothing. But a couple different guys taking a knee. But AOB understanding what needs to be done, executing the kneel down here to wrap this season, the regular season up for them. Looking forward to provincials and maybe some playoff coming.
Austin O'Brien Crusaders win it 31-22. Rob, I will say, what an effort tonight, though, by JP. Never really were willing to die in this one.
No, kept fighting back. You know, again, we talked about the plays that really kind of pointed this game in the direction it went with an AOB victory. JP fighting hard, their team working really hard, and AOB just executing at a higher level tonight. But JP in it the whole way, right down to the end, making it exciting. Got an opportunity to see a couple short kicks, some special teams work, and of course, a couple teams that were really looking for a win to wrap up their season. And the AOB is going to wait to see on some results, and JP will turn their focus to the off season and building their program as they've been doing a little bit stronger next year.
If you like high school football, don't tune away yet. At 7:30, Ross Shep Thunderbirds will face off against the Bev Facey Falcons. We'll have it right here for you, same time, or not same time rather, but same place. Should be a good game to cap off the doubleheader of the ASAA game of the week. Game 1, AOB Crusaders win it 31-22.